Hey guys, it's King Fidd here. Today we're here with a new video on this Fiddlesticks player who has reached Korean Challenger with a 70% win rate. Well, 71% on Fiddlesticks to be exact. And we're going to go over what he does and what sets him head and shoulders above the rest of the Fiddlesticks players on the Korean server. Also looked up what his name means, and the word in front of King literally translates to the Korean word for fiddlesticks. So his name quite literally means Fiddlesticks King. And we're going to take a look at his unique rune setup as well as his unique ability order and see what he does differently from everyone else. So as you can see, he goes with the standard ability order path of WEWQ, but then after he puts 4 points into W, he starts to max Q. And then also, when we look at his rune page, he takes First Strike, Hex Flash, Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, Ghost Poro, and Ultimate Hunter, as well as double adaptive with an armor rune. Alright guys, let's get into it. So first we're going to be starting off by watching our jungle level 1 near the topside river entrance. Like the top of mid. And it's really important to watch level 1 because your game can easily get ruined by an unexpected invade or something like that. So you always want to be vigilant early game watching your jungle. And also, I know some of you guys might think this is Teddysticks, but I have watched some Teddysticks recently, and he seems to be hard stuck masters right now, unfortunately. So this is someone else. I don't know if they have any Twitch stream or anything, but we're just watching him right now and seeing how he plays. And he just drops a ward into the river bush level 1, helps get early vision, and now it looks like we're just going to be starting to do a standard full clear. I have some videos on full clearing on Fiddlesticks if any of you guys still have trouble full clearing on Fiddlesticks. So you can always watch those videos on my channel if you want to learn how to full clear on Fiddlesticks. But for now, I think we'll just speed through this full clear because I don't think anything interesting is happening. You can always watch my channel if you want to see kind of full clear on Fiddlesticks. He does, however, drop a pink ward at Raptors, and it disables the mid laner's vision on his camp, which is very interesting. But we'll just speed through the rest of this full clear for right now. This guy is not actually full clearing perfectly, but he is Challenger, so he does a lot of other things correctly. Alright. He actually smited his Krugs to finish them early and is immediately running over to his bot lane. He lets the Leona engage. Kalista flashes away, but he flash fears. He gets headbutted away. Samir still finishes off the Kalista. Alright, and it's just left with a 2v2 in the junglers and supports. He gets off his full drain. Looks like Leona does fall. But maybe, yeah, he finishes off the Sejuani. I don't think he'll get the Alistar. Yeah, the Glacial Augment means he probably will not be able to reach him. It's alright. Though, the game already started off with a big 3v3 bot lane. And, obviously both junglers wanted to path towards their bot lanes because Samira, Leona, Kalista, Alistar is a very volatile matchup. You want to get your laners ahead. Oh, he sees the Kalista ran back from base to try and kill him on Scuttle Crab, so he can't go for that. He might recall. But actually instead he heads towards the mid wave because lane EXP is worth so much on Fiddlesticks. If you have a laner die, don't be mad. Be glad because you get to soak up all of their EXP. And now, he's heading into his jungle. He Hex Flashes over the wall. Oh, and it's because he thought Sejuani was on his romp. He was right. Unfortunately, he will not be able to secure the Gromp away from the Sejuani. She's able to steal it. He still sees the Sejuani in his jungle, so I guess he's gonna like, I don't think he can fight her, so he's probably just gonna walk away, do his wolves. I would danger ping my top laner here to make sure they know Sejuani is top side. Sejuani goes mid instead though. So without even recalling, we're going to be heading towards another full clear. Which makes sense. I guess you should just farm your camps if they're up, even if you have enough gold for a reset. Because it's a lot more efficient that way, I guess. And then you'll probably recall after finishing these Krugs. Alright, we're actually not recalling. We're gonna head bot lane for another gank. And this is what Korea does a lot, is actually they do a lot of fighting. Well, the bot lane actually does go in. He's able, I think he Hex Flash E'd for the fear. I didn't know you could do that. Alright, and his counter gank was actually very successful. They went 3 for 1. Very successful gank. He's walking up because he wants to try and see if he can get the Zoe. Alright, but it looks like the Zoe is not walking up to the wave. She knows that Fiddlesticks could ult on her. So he's just gonna recall for right now. Let's see what he get on his first back. He got an entire Sork shoe plus the Hextech Alternator, Amp Tome, and another Control Ward. Alright. So now we're heading back to our top side. And we're just going to head for the Scuttle Crab because Scuttle Crab is a camp that can always be easily taken by the other jungler. Yeah. And see, the Sejuani headed immediately towards the Scuttle Crab. So if he went for his blue buff first, he would not have gotten the Scuttle Crab because Sejuani would have taken it. So remember that your camp priority is you always want to take Scuttle Crab as soon as possible, and then you want to farm your own jungle. We're just gonna double camp the blue and the Gromp. And now I would honestly look for a gank on top lane. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. And we're just gonna have to wait. Let's see, I'm gonna break the lock screen a little bit. Let's see. The Aatrox walks a little bit too far up, so we're able to get off the ultimate into silence. Remember, when you're playing Fiddlesticks, you always want to like ult over, then use your empowered Q damage, and then you want to chain the silence with it, and just like walk at them. Okay, and right here, I don't think he would do Rift Herald. He's just checking to make sure Sejuani's not on it. You see Sejuani there, and I think he really does not. I would not do. Okay, looks like he is doing Rift Herald. Yeah, he sees Sejuani heading bot side, so he knows that it's free. He's also, I think he's pinging his team on to his red. He's like saying, make sure Sejuani doesn't take it. This is pretty smart. Rift Herald is actually a very big objective. It gives you like 300 gold just for killing it, and if you get like 2 plates, that's another 320 gold. And yeah, he gets 300 gold for himself there, so that's worth a lot of gold. And now he's just gonna keep clearing camps, I guess. His ultimate is not up. And yeah, you just want to usually farm if your ult is on cooldown. And there's also not really any like enemy laners that are pushed up really far, so you can't really walk up behind them and fear them. He's going to be witnessing a he's not able to do anything because the Zoe did not quite walk up far enough. But looks like the Leona catches out the Zoe and he's able to get an assist. He might be able to catch out the Sejuani too, but I don't think that's likely. Instead, we'll just go for Okay. They're still fighting here. It's hard to have a good ultimate in that position because you guys don't have vision control and they already know where you are, so. Just want to finish off the Scuttle Crab. Looks like their bot lane just does not care though and just immediately engages zero vision. So Fiddlesticks is going to get off a free double kill ultimate. It's pretty huge. His bot lane should be very far ahead now. And you guys are going to have like a lot of ultimate opportunities in lower elo games because people really are not going to respect your ganks at all. And you have to keep in mind this is Korean Challenger, and they're right there. The bot lane just engaged with no regard for where Fiddlesticks might be. So when you're playing in low elo, they're probably going to engage like that with no clue where you are, and then you're just going to be able to just press R and get a free double kill or something. Now obviously we just want to recall and head back to our top lane, and on this reset we finished our full rocket belt. We're also going to be buying a Fiendish Codex, which builds into Zonia's. And right here, our ultimate is not off cooldown yet, but I think he's trying to see if he can get a Flash Fear on the Zoe, but it's not look likely. We're just gonna walk up. Looks like our team's collapsing on the Sejuani, but we get bubbled and the Sejuani just gets away. It's alright. We're just gonna clear Raptors, and we're just gonna hug the wall looking for an ultimate spot. Doesn't look like anyone's walking up too far yet. Leona does engage, and we're going to be looking for an ultimate. Alright. Wasn't absolutely massive, but we will be winning the fight. So sometimes you don't have to be the engage on Fiddlesticks. If you have something like a Leona, the Leona can do the engaging for you, and you can just follow up with your ultimate. Alright, now we're going to be doing Dragon. And now notice that this is the first Dragon that's being taken. Ever since the health puffs to Dragon, I've noticed that people have started taking the first Dragon later into the game. This is because, like, it's just not worth the time, honestly. But our bot lane does get caught out mid while we're doing Dragon. This happens a lot too. You do an objective and your laners are like, okay, we're not going to help you, we're going to push up with no vision in the middle of the mid lane, and we're going to get caught out and die, and that happens unfortunately too. So this happens in Korean Challenger, this will happen in your gold elo games, it's just unfortunate, that's what happens. But yeah, no one really does Dragon early anymore because it just takes too long when you don't have a lot of items. So usually people just leave it up and you want to go for the Rift Herald early if you want to go for an early objective. Right here we just keep clearing. And we're pretty far ahead. We're actually 100 KP so far. Now that is a jungle gap if I have seen one. Now we're going to walk to our bot lane. And we're just going to hover them in the bot lane bush, because they could easily get collapsed on as they're pushing for this turret. Now, you always want to keep an eye on the enemy team's movements when you're playing Fiddlesticks, because sometimes they'll walk, sometimes they might suspect that you're nearby, so they'll walk back and forth to try and bait out your ultimate. So see how this Alistar is hex flashing forward, but he doesn't go in. He probably... they probably think that Fiddlesticks is hiding in this bush and they're kind of scared to go in right now. So you always have to be careful about that. They suspect he might be in the bush, I think. Alright, so we're just still going to patiently wait here. We don't really have any camps up anywhere else on the map, so we have got nothing better to do other than just hover our bot lane. I think once you've got a lead like this, farming's not as important anymore. You just want to push up for turrets and hover your team, but the enemy team does engage. Oh, but they kind of backed out a little bit, and we get stunned under turret. Alright, it's not going too bad, but the Alistar gets saved by the ultimate and we will die to the Kalista. It's 1-for-1 so far. We did go give over a big shutdown, and they're still fighting it out, and the Zoe flashes in, but oh my god, the Samira ultimate is just wiping them. Okay, so even though we unfortunately got our ultimate baited out, we Fiddlesticks King unfortunately got baited into ulting. The only person who got hit by his ultimate was a Kalista with cleanse, so he died unfortunately, but fortunately his team was already far ahead. So the Samira cleans up the fight. Now we're gonna go back to Fiddlesticks King. He's just hex flashing over to his wolf camp to save time. Alright, and we're clearing out the vision the enemy teams has set out in our jungle. We're gonna make sure they're not on Rift Herald before starting our romp. Alright, and now we're going to kill the Scuttle Crab. Now, I think he likes to smite drain the Scuttle Crab because you want to keep your fear up when you're in the river. Like if you like E, Q, and then drain a Scuttle Crab, you might be able to kill it without using smite, but then you don't have your fear if like an enemy jumps on you. So it's usually better to just smite drain to kill the Scuttle Crab and have your Q stay up. Because Leona does get engaged on in the jungle, but he doesn't really have a good ultimate angle, so he just lets her die. That's another thing you need to do in your games, is that I see some of you guys, you have a teammate that gets caught out, and you're just like, okay, but I'm Fiddlesticks, I've got my ultimate up, like I'm just gonna go for a hero play and see if I can save them, and when unfortunately you end up dying with them, and you give over 2 kills instead of just 1 kill. And then the enemy team might view an objective like Rift Herald off of that. So right now we're setting up in the mid lane bush. We do know they're on Rift Herald. Our Vladimir will ghost in and engage. Team's still fighting. Alright, we don't really have a good ultimate angle here, so wow. Okay. So guys, sometimes the enemy team will be very spread out, guys. So if you have someone just diving into your backline, you can probably just walk up and just fear them. Let your team kill them, and then like hold your ultimate to use later in the fight. So that's what he did there. We're just going to be going for the next dragon. Most of the enemy team is dead, so no, we don't really have to hover our team. There's no one at risk of getting caught out. We just do the objective while our team absorbs the rest of the resources on the map. Alright, we get dragon, and we're going to hex flash over the wall. Good. I actually love this hex flash. Maybe I haven't seen him do anything like crazy except for that one bot lane gank with the hex flash. But I guess it does help save time when he's clearing these camps. And I guess some games it might help reposition for ultimate angles. Our Yone gets caught out, and I think unfortunately we are caught out as well. So this is what I was talking about earlier, is that sometimes you have a teammate that gets caught out, and you just need to let them die, okay? So he unfortunately Fiddlesticks King here went for the hero play. He was like hoping he could save his Yone, but the enemy team had 4 people bot lane, and so it was a 4v2, so you end up just giving over 2 kills and a turret, which was very unfortunate. We're just going to speed up and wait for our Fiddlesticks King to respawn. Alright. And we will see what he does from here. Now we've still got a pretty big gold lead, but the enemy team does have objective bounties. So any throw that could like result in the enemy team getting a Baron could potentially lose us the entire game. So we need to be very careful about not getting caught out after Baron spawn. Going to be hovering behind our Leona. It's usually a pretty good idea to hover behind your supports as they're getting vision, because number one, they help secure vision so the enemy team's scared of your ultimate, and number two, the enemy team tries to engage on your support and pick them out, you're there for backup with your ultimate. So pretty good decision making so far. We're just going to be sitting mid lane though, seeing if there's any potential picks we can get out. We catch out the enemy bot lane. We burn both of the Callista's summoners, their ultimate. And the Callista looks like she was still... Oh, she barely lives. But looks like we might get some more kills. Alright. Still a favorable fight. And we actually flash fear the Zoe when we see her over the wall. Alright, I think he was looking towards Baron there, but his team just wanted to fight mid, so you know what? I'm gonna follow you guys. We'll fight mid. Alright, and now they have 4 people dead. I think they should do Baron here. Which is what they'll be doing. He's just gonna Hex Flash into the Baron pit, won't he? Yeah, he's just Hex Flashing into the Baron pit. Alright. Probably gets away with some crazy ultimate angles in games. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any like crazy ultimate repositions with the Hex Flash, but that's okay. Alright. Now since this is Korea, I would expect the enemy team to FF very soon. I'm surprised they have not already. Yeah, so after the Baron, we're just gonna keep clearing our camps. I don't know, is he gonna recall? He might be like trying to get an item, because he went Zonya's second. We're recalling again. We're gonna finish a Shadow Flame. Alright. And Shadow Flame is a pretty decent item nowadays. So I used to say Shadow Flame was bad because you would overcap on penetration going Shadow Flame. But now after the durability patch, everyone's got more magic resist, so you're not overcapping on magic penetration anymore. Because once you've got more magic pen and the enemy has magic resist, it doesn't reduce it past like them having 0 magic resist. So if you have like 40 pen and they have like 35 MR, like 5 of your pen gets wasted. But now everyone's got... Alright, we're just gonna be like diving them as soon as we get an angle to bot lane, and we're gonna be finishing off the enemy team. I think that might be GG. They thought like a wave mid lane with Baron. I think they should be finishing the game here. Maybe killing the inhibitor turret, finishing off the Sejuani, and it's just a Zoe trying to defend the game, and I don't think she will be able to. Should be able to get this in here. We'll be getting another in here. And I guess they don't go for the end here because everyone on the other team is respawning. I guess they'll head back to the dragon. It's alright. Always gotta make sure you don't rush, because you guys all die in the enemy base and give away like all your shutdowns, and they get to farm up 2 inhibs for like the couple minutes that you guys are all dead for you guys to get back on the map. The enemy team can get like a huge gold swing back in their favor, which can be very detrimental. All but the enemy team does forfeit. I'd like to end this video by talking about how 80% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you can, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. It helps support me and gets me closer to monetization. Talk about monetization, we just need to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're about 20 subscribers away from 1,000. So I would greatly appreciate it if you guys subscribed. Thanks for watching this video and have a great day.